Now we'll start taking a look at attacking in the attacking half, right? So we started with the defending in the attacking half as well. The idea being hopefully we can recover the ball higher up the field and then attack the goal, try and create goal scoring opportunities from closer to the goal. All part of the system and style of what we're looking to try and do. With the higher up the field we can win the ball, the easier it should be to attack the goal. That doesn't mean you then have to force everything forward right away, or just hit shots from anywhere. That's not what we're talking about. If we have to possess the ball and move the ball around with 15, 20 passes, then that's fine. But that's part of the idea of what we're looking to do, especially with 3 forwards up, trying to win the ball higher up the field. When we can, we should be closer to the opponent's goal to try and score. That's the idea here. So, few different things we want to look at. In this picture, we have the wide left forward with the ball, with a passing lane into the center forward, right? So we're at the wide left forward with the ball, making this pass in here, and a checking forward coming into that space. And what we're trying to take advantage of as best as possible is always these gaps between defenders. All right, that's always what we're looking to try and play in. So we want to get this forward in this gap here to try and receive the ball and split the defenders, right? So when we do that, can this wide left forward then get in behind and try and get on the ball once we've split the gap? And then we have runners getting in here. That's the forward, the center forward who's checking in from that side, the central midfielder, attacking central midfielder who's now overlapping the forward and getting higher centrally, and the wide right forward getting tucked in, right? We have 3 arrows over here from where the wide left forward will get on the ball. Their job to see while they're running what the best possible option is. It is possible to have a shot on goal here, even though the angle is tight. If the goalkeeper is doing their job, that should be difficult. So can we get the ball close to the end line and then you look to slot the ball back to one of the 3 players running at the goal in the different areas, right? We have a near post run in here, coming in this way, a middle area, and then a back post run, right? And what we also have, I really want to make an emphasis of this, is the supporting outside back getting all the way up the field into this space, right? So if the wide left forward gets on the ball and maybe they're marked or they take a touch or whatever reason, there's no one available, there's somebody in front of them, they can't get a shot on goal, we need a player supporting in this space, right? This is key area to occupy over here. As I make a mess with the telestrator here. If we have an outside back who's sitting back in this space, then we're not helping support the play, right? This goes all the way back to our general movement plans, right? This area up here in this mess is the top of the area that we're looking for in their general movement patterns to come up here and support. So very, very important for this space behind the wide left player to be occupied by that outside back to help us get the ball forward, right? That could be a spot to deliver a cross. They might dribble in and get a shot off. They might be able to play ball back to a central midfielder there. So again, going back to it, can we win the ball up high? Can we attack through gaps in the back line? Can we have other players making the runs based on the scenario, right? So we have a wide right player coming into the center of the field and overlapping attacking central midfielder. The central forward is now behind the central midfielder, which is fine. And you have the left outside back getting into the attack to help there. So you still have good coverage. The formation is still the same, right? You still have those people in a wide right, left, center midfield position, center attacking central forward, all those things that are there in the shape, except now we have just different people occupying those spaces. All right, so that's scenario 1. Going into scenario 2, we now want to see if we can attack centrally, if that's possible. Right, so slightly different passing options here, which we'll look at, but same idea, right? The ball was won high up the field, and now what can we do when we win the ball? So same idea. Now this forward is not checking as far, right? They're coming in a little bit closer, and then we have to see what's available. Maybe the outside back here is tucking in fast enough, so there's not really a gap. Maybe this defender over here is doing a better job of staying with the center forward in this position. So the gap in through here that we were looking at before, maybe that's a harder pass to make, right? So maybe our center forward has to look for another option, and that other option in this example is finding this space in here, right? So what we call supporting underneath. The attacking central midfielder is going to support underneath, back and at an angle, the center forward. So the center forward can receive the ball over here again. They can turn central and find this player, right? So if we can imagine this center forward being over here, this center back being over here, if this attacking central midfielder can get the ball in this space, now they have a few options, right? The option we drew is the pass over here to the outside forward, who might now be able to get in on a breakaway. They could dribble first, right? They could dribble at this defender first before they make the pass over to that spot if that's needed. They could take that person on 1v1, depending on a whole lot of things, right? But now we've got a 2v1 situation running at the goal. Whenever you can create a numbers up situation, that's what we want to happen. Right, it's very, very important, and that's what this little kind of switch here allows us to do, what we call a counter movement. So it kind of starts with the forward moving out to the left side and then quickly playing it out to the right, right? So we're going left to play right, we're outside to play in the middle, we go to the middle, play to the outside, that kind of idea. It's a little bit of misdirection to try and create this numbers up situation that we have now with the attacking central midfielder and the wide right forward. Again, the other thing to pay attention to in this diagram, we have the left outside back higher up the field than the other two defenders, right, in support of the wide left player. So if they needed to pass the ball back here, they could. They're available for that, right? It's all right there for them to be available for. In this diagram, though, we've played the ball into the center of the field, so what you see is just this little switch of the left back moving forward, the center back moving over here, and then the right back coming in more position. So if this player over here gets the ball, and for some reason they're marked, they can't continue to go forward, they can turn back and play a ball into this space where the outside right back can continue getting forward to support the play. So whenever the ball is on one side of the field, right, if it's on the left side of the field or the right side of the field with a wide forward in possession, then that near the same side outside back should be close enough behind them in support to be an option. So they can always cut the ball back and play it and maintain possession. We want to be able to make the passes that allow us to keep possession if we can't try and go forward and play a good attacking ball, right? Whenever we can try and go forward, we can take some risks in this part of the field. We can take people on 1v1. We can put balls in dangerous areas, but sometimes they're just not on. We have too much pressure on us. There's all of our options in an attacking area are marked, and the only option is a negative pass. Sometimes that's going to happen, as we showed in the defensive videos. A team that's doing a good job is going to force people to play the ball backwards from sometimes. So if we can move the ball fast enough, though, and our players off the ball can move fast enough in support, then we should be able to open up defending units. And the other part of that too, right, if you can win the ball and play the ball quick enough, it should be very difficult for the defenders to get organized and force you into a certain area. All right, so those are our two attacking situations in the attacking half of the field.